This is West Berlin, according to an East German map of the 1980s. For the East Germans, the Western sector had ceased to exist, a blank island in the sea of communism.
Which was the true Berlin? Which was the true Germany? In response to what they saw as the relentless Americanization of the West, the communist government in East Berlin resurrected a feudal icon of Prussia's past. One dull December day in 1980, who should find himself back on his perch here on Unter den Linden? None other than Frederick the Great.
Communist East Berlin was embracing a feudal monarch, anything to give it historical legitimacy. Whatever they had previously said or felt about Hitler's favorite Prussian monarch, the regime now saw him as a great example of tolerance, of compassion, and of enlightened thought. And even though the regime would not admit it, the Prussian military ethic that Frederick also stood for provided a sound model for its own increasingly militarized nation, where soldiers goose-stepped down Unter den Linden in the way the Nazis and the Prussians had done before them. After all, East Berlin was the part of the city that contained all the architecture of the Prussian kings. Surely the communists now thought they should embrace this enigmatic monarch and become the capital of the true Germany. Just like the street that bore his name, Friedrichstraße, he was divided, fought over, irreconcilable. And on the 9th of November, 1989, the words of the king could have so easily been quoted back at the beleaguered East German state.
Justice must be the main responsibility of a sovereign. Since it is the prime interest of the many people whom they control. They must give it priority over any other interest of their own.
Frederick had always wished for a simple burial on the hill at Sanssouci, next to his beloved dogs. But even though he had died in 1786, this wish wouldn't be granted for another 2 centuries. In 1991, after Berlin had become capital of a reunited Germany, Frederick finally came home. But what they wanted to lay to rest here was more than just a body.
Love him and loathe him, even from his self-effacing grave, Frederick the Great and his split personality still haunt German history and the history of Berlin. Now, he never got a chance to reconcile the two sides of his character, but I think we Germans did, eventually.